Me cry and run going to my house. Me cry and run going and say, Father God, what is here?
Me never in my 59 years, me never know so them are something could happen. God live it. I'm here 59.
This is another MyView TV exclusive. Please remember to hit the notification bell, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in your to cheer for me. Everything what you see up my natural talent. Let me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple, me.
What go on, my people? Hope everybody doing okay. Hope everybody doing alright. Whole heap of things are going on in the news. Me see the policeman dead, and me see him colleagues them come out and talk about benefit this and benefit that. Them not talk about benefit with the policeman family, you know. Them talk about the benefit that them supposed to get when the government not give them. The man not even dead long enough for to run out and talk about benefit. But hold on a bit. Anyway, Jamaican go them find themselves in a trouble. So make I start the news right so. 3 men has been sent to prison for their roles in the Jamaican link lottery scam that has defrauded mostly older residents of several states, including Rhode Island and Massachusetts, out of millions of dollars in local currency in 2 separate cases. Jason Wedderburn, yes people, Jason Wedderburn, 41, was sentenced on Tuesday in the federal court in Province to 3 years behind bars, according to a statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Rhode Island. Kayan, 38, was sentenced last month to 2.5 years. Make I tell you something, one time lose all, you know. Some man this forget scam, you know. People me talk as it is and as it might be. Only not enter nothing for win the money, but to hear about money and gladly send food the money. Greedy, you know, greedy. I'm greedy choke puppy. That me normally hear. The victim were contacted by scammers and told they have won large cash prizes, but were required to pay taxes or fee in order to collect the winnings. Prosecutors said one victim was cheated out of more than US $325,000. You know, so come to think about it, my people. Me I go stop say I scam people, scam them. No. I'll give them money because them greedy. And the rest of them give it tens of thousands of dollars. You understand? The victim money was deposited in bank account controlled by Wedderburn and Kitson, both citizens of Jamaica. Prosecutors said it was then transferred to an account controlled by other personnel in Jamaica and United States. But guess what? No winnings were ever paid out. I don't feel sorry for them. Maybe I understand the people. Me not feel sorry for who get scammed. Greedy them greedy. Said what I said and I mean what I said. I don't know my style already. Me not take it back. Hold on a bit then now, people. After all of the war we see I go down to Westmoreland. Residents living in the volatile community of Ricketts and Seaton Street in Westmoreland has detailed the horror. Yes, people. The horror mashed up the community last weekend when gunmen entered open fire, leaving 4 people dead. 4 of them pronounced. Right on the spot. Remember me and they talk about that already, you know. But you never get to hear that part, yeah.
Me cry and run going to my house. Me cry and run going and say, Father God, what is here?
Me never in my 59 years, me never know so them are something could happen. God live it. I'm here 59.
I just know that it's gang related. It's just gang related. That's all I know. Because it's just one community with the next community, and I just saw it about.
They not fight for land. They not fight for money. We don't fight for. I must be blood. You know, birth with. So why you take your life? Make God with sickness already. You understand what I'm saying?
We want it, we need it, and we want it to stay.
I don't want to run no bed bottom again. I want to cease.
No, I'm going to
see. The police around.
Anything the government is up to, what is good in my behalf and other people's behalf, is going on. We have to take it step by step. We cannot suppose that things must be done. In everything we have to have patience and faith. So we have to rely whatever the government is doing. We are here and praying to God to help, that give him the strength that he can do more towards the crime.
Very scary. You don't want to sleep at night. If you ever sleep at night, you just always have to just look. Because all kind of things are going. Men are running, we have to run, children are cry. All kind of things are going on. When they hear shot of fire, they just a ball and they get scared. A whole heap of things are going on.
Even though we are saying the state of emergency don't make no sense, them people are saying otherwise. And to make matters worse, listen to the police now.
We have to be strategic in our deployment, in covering the area with what resources we have. So when we do our risk assessments, we deploy accordingly. Unfortunately, there might be an area that did not come up on your radar as a place that you would want to deploy, and an incident happened. We would have inserted our operatives within that space. We have both covert and overt operatives operating within that space as we speak, but a tense calm remains.
Like how me there Westmoreland, I can just go 2 straight foot down the road. Right this part the police dead. Yes, right this part the police dead. Me I go back. Cause hopeless down the people. I chat one bag of nonsense to the people them.
The truth is that the level of crime and violence, particularly in the community in which we are, is over and above the capacity of regular policing. I make the point to you, there are communities right across Jamaica where there are no police in them. Many, the majority of communities probably only see a patrol once or twice a week, and there's no crime, there's no issue. What the SOE does is to give us the ability to have the police force and the military deployed. People will say, well, you can deploy the police and military generally. The difference with the SOE is that the military is also able to deploy on its own. The military operates on a different tempo than the police, and so their deployment can be more intense and more long-term, and that gives us a multiplying effect of the security force. In the communities where the SOEs have been declared, in the parishes, police divisions, you would see a dampening effect, except in Westmoreland. And I'm here in Westmoreland, as I said earlier, because this is now sort of the epicenter. They don't seem to fear the law, and they seem determined to exact revenge on each other, and in so doing, innocent civilians, innocent citizens are killed. We need to craft laws now around people trying to take over and exert control over communities. There is actually a crime of grooming, and what really should happen is that we need to address this situation of the gangsters, the masterminds, pulling in our youngsters to become foot soldiers in crime. The truth is that the Constitution requires us to save and protect lives. And we need to come to an agreement as a country to put aside the politics from the discussion.
Any day they start follow my operation, you don't have to worry about foot soldier. You understand? Once they start slap with some of them, me I tell you, the little one them will come up now, go and pick it up. You understand? Anyway, listen to this that I know.
We will use this opportunity again to implore upon our employer not to wait on the compensation review implementation, but to in fact respond to the security emergency that currently exists, and to seek to, as best as possible, alleviate a demoralized force, and to provide the resources so that at least every citizen of this country can feel assured that we can respond.
India out somebody just sit down in office and now do no work, and when night come, only just go sleep. You understand? Somebody don't come on the ball about to do one more pay. You don't forget nothing. Somebody don't deserve nothing. Somebody can have a chat so good too. A matter of fact.
The more we do it, the more we have to learn to make it better. So I just want to reassure the citizens of Westmoreland that the security forces are aware of their concerns. We are noting them, and we are doing everything to respond to them. But I remember now, we have an SOE, but we're still working with the same numbers. We're still doing all the other policing activities. So what we have to do now is to use a more tactical approach to how we get to these individuals, and have an opportunity to conduct extensive investigation without them having the opportunity to carry out the reprisals. Because a lot of the murders are driven by reprisals, so the cycle of violence continues.
That is a favorite mistake. Stephanie Lindsay, ball to ball commentary now, right over Spanish Town, Klansman gang.
The attorney for defendant Marco Ezzy Miller presented images of a container store at a location in Rivoli St. Catherine for the defendant to identify, one taken at night and the other in daylight. It is alleged that this is where a second attempt to murder Ezzy took place, a plan the attorney says was concocted by the witness out of revenge after Ezzy impregnated his on and off girlfriend. The witness denied this suggestion. The witness said he wasn't able to identify anything in the image taken at night because he couldn't see clearly and the photo was taken at an unfamiliar angle. He was better able to identify the container when the photo was taken in the daylight. The witness contested that it would be difficult to compare the photo with his memory of the place from 4 years ago in 2017. Defendants in courtroom 1 on Thursday grew increasingly vocal during the cross-examination of the Crown's second witness. Defense lawyers fact-checked the witness's claims in court with his police statements. The witness, never missing a beat in his responses, asserted that he is telling the truth. One of the defendants murmured that the judge needs to talk to the boy after the witness quipped that the lawyer was a real estate lawyer after asking a question. Meanwhile, the defense attorney for Stephanie Christie suggested that there was no way Christie could attend contract killing meetings, as the only meetings she would attend were church and community meetings when she was not working at her 8-to-5 job. He refuted claims that Christie was an aggressor in these meetings and could not be involved in the gang. The witness doesn't shy away from his past with women, acknowledging that women were his thing. Defense lawyers for Marco Miller, Stephanie Christie, Andre Golding, Jazeel Blake, and Jermaine Robinson, using this, suggested that the witness was making these claims out of revenge and malice. The witness denied the suggestions with a scoff, saying he holds no hate in his heart for any of the defendants.